All right, guys. Going to start off. Give you just a little bit of information to help you be more successful. So we got this because I really want you to dig deep here. Got a picture. It's got a graph. It's got 2 lines. The graph is labeled. We know equations from it. So from a graph, I can create a table. I can create equations. Then I know a lot of things about equations, whether they're equivalent. I can solve for unknowns. I know that the points on a graph give me information, not just numbers. So I'm asking you to not just, maybe right off the bat, give me a couple things that pop right to your head. But then I really want you to dig and think about what information, what ideas can I pull from this? Okay? That are mathematical ideas that I then can show on my paper. That take some thinking, that take some digging. Not just from a graph I can make a table. Dig into that. Okay, maybe I can show you the table. Maybe I know something about the table. Dig into it. Try to get some deeper thoughts going on this. Really push your thinking. Okay, start talking your tables. Some of the ideas that you have. You have your planner?
No.
All right, let's give me an idea. One idea that you believe kind of scratching pretty deep here. Yeah.
The table, the table, both costs would be the same as 14 t-shirts.
Nice. Okay. Good. And you showed that in your table.
I didn't make.
Okay. But you knew it was 14. How?
Because on the graph, as the dot were there, set to go, I think you go down and.
Okay. Ben?
You can find the rate of the equation in the table using the graph.
Yeah, I can find the rate of the equation in the table. How would I use the equation that they give me to find the rate?
So you would do 49. So you start at 49. Which one? Like the red or the blue?
Well, is the rate 49?
No.
The rate's right here. And it is 1. This has a rate of 1. This has a rate of 4.5. Okay? Even though we don't see that rate right there, we know that the n is the independent variable, so the rate must be right in front of it, and it is 1. Why don't they put 1 there?
Because they want you to figure it out.
It doesn't change anything, right? 1 times anything is whatever that thing was. So that's why they don't put that. But there is a rate of 1.
So how did you figure out the rate?
So this is.
Well, they give me the equation right here.
Yeah.
And so I know that this is my dependent variable. That's my y-intercept. How do I know? Okay. So I know that's my y-intercept. This is my independent variable. And I know, if you guys look over here, I know that my rate works with my independent variable right there. My m. My slope. So here, because I don't see it, it doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that it's a 1. What else? I like that one. Yes, Taylor.
Is linear.
Graphs are linear, both of them. How do we know? How do we know they're linear, Anthony? How do we know they're linear? Because they are... You got it. They're straight. Straight lines and graphs mean that they are linear. They have a rate. They go up by the rate constantly. Another idea. I got one. Riley, another idea?
Well, you know that one of them has a y-intercept.
Okay. We know that the blue has a y-intercept. We can't quite tell where it is here, but when I look over at my equation, it gives it to us, right? It tells us that, oh, it's at 49. Okay, so y-intercept's 49. Isaac,
Yeah.
an idea?
I said that, so each line is a plan for the cost of the t-shirt.
Okay. Each line is a plan for the costs. Yep. Number of shirts. Last class, I had someone say that the pink-red line has a steeper rate. That's it. That's a good one. And they said the rate is 4.5 compared to 1. So they went a little bit further and dug a little deeper. Lulu?
I said that 15 line has a bigger rate than the blue.
And then you could get into more specifics, saying that one's 4.5 and the other one is 1. Okay. Kendra?
At what amount of t-shirts do the companies have the same price?
So at 14 t-shirts, they both have the same price. Any others?
You can use the graph to find the x and y in the table.
Yep. Okay. So the idea around this has to go at the homework you grabbed at the door. So this is due tomorrow. Now listen. Last class got about 10 minutes to work on this homework, but it all depends on how far we get and how hard you guys work. So this is a great example to get you ready for the test. I'm moving the test to Monday. This is why. It gives you Miss Harris on Friday. So those of you that need some more support on this after tomorrow, because I'm going to show you the answers to it, and then the review is going to have to happen from you guys. You will know whether you got it right or wrong, but then I'm going to need you to really study. So if you did get it wrong and you need some more support, obviously we'll be working in math tomorrow, but then you can come to Miss Harris Friday school 9:30 to 11:30. That will give you guys, for those of you that want a little bit more support, an opportunity to get it. It also gives you support to finish your reflection that's due on Monday. So the reflection on Monday, you will have, like if you're here, it is due. If you don't pass it in, I'm not going to accept it from you later. I'm going to make you come in during your time and do it all during your time. So please get it done. And then Monday I'm going to give you an opportunity to work with partners. I have like a little setup and a rubric to make sure it's the best one you can have. So you'll have a little bit of time on Monday to make it better. But you won't have enough time to do it. Does that make sense? Okay? You'll have time to make it better, and then you'll pass it in after your test. The test is probably going to take, I'm thinking, between 30 and 40 minutes. Okay? And I'll have the homework ready for you as well on Monday, so you can start that when you finish the test, and then we'll do the reflection exercise right at the end as the ticket out. Questions? Tomorrow we're going to do 3.5. Okay? We'll dig into that. Productive comments, please. Because you know what's going to happen with the next unproductive comment. Stay ahead of your work. Before we go to the homework, I just want to get your, because I was pretty moved by the play. I thought it was pretty awesome. I just want to get some of your thoughts on it. Yeah, Ben.
It was very, like it changed my mind of like when people, like some people just make like racist jokes or something, just joke around. Like it completely changed my perspective on it.
Kind of puts some of that stuff in perspective, doesn't it? It's like those come from a certain area, and I was at fault at this as a kid. Like you say things and you don't quite know what they mean, and you don't have perspective, right? Because they're not about you, and we laugh and we think they're funny, and then all of a sudden we realize that they're not funny to some people, so maybe they're really not that funny. That's a good perspective, Ben. Claire.
It really puts into perspective how much we've changed since the 60s and the 70s and things like that. In 40 years or so, we've gone from being hateful and racist and segregated to being more open-minded about everything.
Yeah, it's like we don't have Ku Klux Klan kind of just like all over the place and people are open about it. It might still be there, but it's way more like hidden and not out in the open, but it's still an issue, right? Like we still have work to do as a society.
I was going to say it was really, really sad when she was telling that story of the boys. That really like that. That was sad.
Yeah, it was. I was pretty moved by it too. There was one piece I want to talk to you guys about, which I found interesting, and this is not a diss on you guys, because I grew up the same as you. Okay, so I want to make sure you understand that. And I've learned over time through experiences kind of how to control more of like my emotions, and now I'm an adult, right? So hopefully I have more control of it than I did when I was 12. So I'm just making you aware of this. At the beginning, I was taken back by, like, I was not expecting what I saw at the beginning.
Yeah.
And so I was like, whoa. And I started looking around. And I saw a lot of kids giggling, some kids laughing. But you guys are doing a pretty good job of being respectful about it, for the most part. Not trying to draw attention from a friend or anything like that. Only saw a few kids doing that. What I want you to understand is, yes, that could be kind of funny to us because she's acting, right? And I don't think many of us expected what we saw. So we kind of were like kind of taken back, right? If she went to a different school, let's say Highland in Baltimore, or even George Washington in Denver, that same play, kids wouldn't be laughing at all. More kids would be crying because they've seen that reaction. They've seen that emotion because they've lost someone due to a super unfortunate incident, whether it was a hate crime or just, someone against someone else where someone's murdered or you name it, right? They've seen it. In Salida, we're pretty sheltered here. I mean, I moved here because it's a safe community and I love it. But hold on one second. Scott. Okay, we'll do. Yeah, bye. Kayla's picking up. So, just be aware of it. And I'm not disappointed in you guys. It was just kind of an epiphany. It was like, whoa. Because honestly, at first, I was taken back. But then I realized, whoa, this is like a true, this is how real emotion comes across. And so how we respond can be pretty important. And we want to make sure we respond appropriately. But I would think laughing or something during that time, for you, in our situation, you're like, I don't quite get this. Why is she screaming? Right? But it's true emotion. And for someone who has perspective, it could be offensive to them. But if they truly understand where you come from, then they'll understand your response too. You're like, I've never dealt with this. We don't have this. So-called, Ben?
So, when she was talking about when the fish scrubbing the blood, that really moved me because she was when she was screaming Edgar to the sky, I was like, whoa, that's really moving.
I mean, a lot of us in here have lost people that we loved, whether grandmothers, uncles, whatever. But it's different when someone's taking from you that way, right? It's a different kind of emotion.
It's like anger.
Yeah, it's an anger. It's different. Losing someone can be it is sad, plain and simple, right? And we feel that. But we haven't not many people here felt what she was showing us, and that's why we weren't quite sure how to respond. It was like, you want to say something?
Well, that picture of Emmett when he was kind of gross.
I was wondering when because I know the story, okay, because I learned it in school. And when they were talking about it, and then all of a sudden I started to see where the play was going, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm wondering if they're going to show it. You probably remember the photo too, don't you? Yeah. And I was like,
Was it nostalgia or something?
no, it was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that they were going to go there. And so then I figured you were going to hear the profanity from the guy who murdered him, right? And hearing him talk and how his bigotry and racist attitude. And sure enough, you heard that too. And I was like, wow. I thought the perspective was like, boom. For us in Salida to get that quality, I was pretty impressed. I was like, we don't normally get top-notch plays that are going to Los Angeles to perform and stuff like that. That was cool. So.
I don't know how cool let's see what Merle's reaction is to that play.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. There's a movie about certain parts of that situation. So anyway, any other comments? Because looking around and in here, we're a pretty isolated community, and so I had mentioned to our 6th hour, I talked about it, just about do people of who have a different race or minority feel different? You ever feel different, Jackie? Do you ever feel like you're unsafe or anything like that in our community? That's awesome. What about Orlando? Do you? Do people treat you different or react different to you sometimes based on your ethnicity? No? So it's interesting because I feel that most of in Salida, we have a lot of Hispanic people who come from Hispanic descent, who their whole family is Hispanic. And so I think it's more of a culture that we accept. This is interesting, though, talking to Otis, who doesn't have a lot of people of his ethnicity in our community. He's like, when I went to Korea, he's like, wow. He goes, he didn't realize how different he felt until he went to a place where everyone looks like him. And then he was like, oh, wow. And he said there aren't many times, but there are times that he doesn't feel unsafe. But he gets comments about his ethnicity. Doesn't make him feel unsafe, but people make comments about it. And sometimes those comments can be hurtful. And sometimes he's like, yeah, no big deal. But just be aware of the things that you say, whether or not there is a black person around or a Hispanic person around. If there was, would you make that same comment? Because that says a lot about you. And I know I've made that mistake. Kind of like what you were talking about earlier. So, get off my soapbox. But I felt moved. It was pretty cool. So I just wanted to get your reactions on that. All right. Back to math. Try to switch gears. Back to math. We're going over here to Liam, the Kleckner, Professor Kleckner. He's up. One conversation. And over here, Warren G. One conversation. Please grab your math. Bring it on over. Get your homework out. Should be some really good conversations about B. B is good. Yes. I'll be over. I'm going to start over here and help these guys. No, it works for both. It has to work for both sides. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Hold on. Let's just start with that. Are we in agreement that what he did works? Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about B, because this is cool math. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the original equation. Help me out. 40?
I got 29.5. X plus 0.5.
No. What's the original? 40 x
Plus 20
equals 120.
All right. So this is distributive property. Okay? We can pull out a common factor. What's a factor that goes into each one of these? 2. That's an easy one. Let's dig harder. 10. That's a bigger one. Dig 20. Even better. Okay. So the bigger the factor, the simpler the math gets. So I can pull a 20 out of here. So what's left when I pull a 20 out? And 2x. Because 2x times that equals that. Pull a 20 out, what do I have? 0. No? 1. Okay. So that becomes that. Pull a 20 out. What's left? 6. All right. This is why this is so cool. Distributive property. If I divide this side by 20, because I can do whatever I want with equality, right? And I'm left with this. 2x plus 1 equals 6. Talk about an easy equation to solve.
Yeah.
How cool is that, right? But this is what we're talking about. Like when I can pull out something that easy and get rid of it, all of a sudden I'm left with this. So that's B. And I knew you guys would have a hard time with it, which is cool. It's hard math. It's hard math.
Could you go bigger and do 40? And then
Yes,
like
and then do
20?
0.5. Yes. Nice. That's really cool. You okay? All right. Okay, let's come back over here and talk. Hold on. Wow. You did some really good approximating here, Warren. Really good approximating. No, this is hard math, and you really jumped in. You did some really good stuff. So let's talk about the original equation. 40x plus 20 equals 120, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what the student did, is they found a common factor, and what they did is they took it out. So what's a common factor between these three numbers? Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I just did
2. 2 works, but that's pretty low. When we look for common factors, we want to go higher. So it'd be another common factor.
20.
10 and 20. Okay. Let's say the highest one is usually the best one to pull out because it makes all your math that much easier. So I'm going to pull out a 20. So if I pull out 20 times what equals 40x? 2.
20 times
2x. Okay? 20 times what equals 20?
10. No, 0. 1.
20 times 1 is 20. 20 times what equals 120? Okay. So now, doesn't look like much. And this is something that in our pre-algebra, it seems like an unnecessary step. But when you get to algebra, in Algebra 2, this is key to making things simpler. So now, what I did is I pulled that factor out. I'm going to divide by the same factor I pulled out. So I'm going to divide by 20. Divide by 20. Look what happens. That goes to 1. That goes to 1. What am I left with?
Mr. Nick.
Bam.
Same thing. No, I stuck to my braces and it really hurts. Can I go to the bathroom and get out?
No.
It hurts really bad.
Yeah, go, of course.
Okay, thanks.
So you guys see this? That's what I'm left with. This is way easier to solve than that. And they are equivalent. They're the exact same thing. Just this is simplified. What I did is I took 20 out. Huh?
X equals 2.5. I did that really wrong.
Yeah.
I got 6. Because I did,
But see, if I put 6 in, 6 times 2, 12, plus 1's 13, not 6. But that's okay. I love the thinking.
Hey,
Axel, the thinking is awesome.
40 and then x plus 0.5.
You pulled 40 out. Yeah.
What do you mean?
This was 40 for you.
Yeah.
So then you have this as x and this as 0.5. And then this as
That's what I did.
40 and this as bam. So now I divide by 40. Divide by 40. And then I'm left with
No, that's what I got. Yeah, that's what I got.
so now that's 3. Now it's not being multiplied. So this is just 2.5 plus 5 equals 3. So now, because what do I add to 0.5 to get 3?
Oh.
2.5. So you did it all the way to here?
I did, yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, I divided 3 by 0.5.
That's just a mistake. It's all right. You don't need to divide 3 by that. Because this is on this side. Okay? I could, what am I going to do? Subtract 0.5. Subtract 0.5. Now I get x equals 2.5. But you see how pulling a 40 out look how easy that is. Pretty cool. That's distributive property. All right, guys. Head to your seats. Today, this is what we're going to do. And I know some of you yesterday. Oh, I love that you guys already started working on your homework. Awesome. Let's put that away. That's awesome. That's a great way. Good use of time. Jacob, up here. Not doing homework right now. Put it away. I will give you time. Today, if you're not done with A3, you need to finish with A3. You fix it? Then, you're working with a partner, not a group. A partner. If you're done with A3, you don't have a partner, you're working on the vocab sheet. If you do have a partner from yesterday, you're going to continue with B. If you finish that, you're going to go to 55. This is a good one. Challenge. Axel.
I'm super waiting on the new partner.
Okay, so continue working on your vocab.
What if we finish the vocab? Can we do?
51.
Can we do our reflection?
Just do your homework.
I'll let you today. All right. Yes.
What does it mean by with the partner into the first two?
There's 3 solutions there, and I wanted you to get through at least 2. So if you get to the third, then awesome. Okay? Yes. 55 and 57 are both with a partner. So who had a partner from yesterday? Jackie, who are you with?
Me.
All right. You guys go back together. Warren, who are you with?
Maya.
Okay, you and Maya. I want you guys working on the floor, separate, away from people. So Maya, Warren, David, who are you working with?
Liam.
Okay, Liam, you guys get going. Start on 55 if you already finished B. Ben, who are you guys? Who are you with?
No.
No one yet. Okay. Taylor, you're not done with A3 yet? And you don't have a partner?
I just finished.
Sather, there's your partner.
I don't know if I'm.
Go with Sather. Axel, you and Taylor are going to be partners. So grab your stuff and go find a seat. Oh, you're not done with A3? Oh, okay. Finish A3 then. Sorry.
I don't know if I'm done.
Okay. Claire, are you done with A3 yet? All right. Finish up. Lou, are you close? All right. What's up, honey? Quick. Jacob, you got your homework done for today? I thought so. Michaela, did you do yours or you get your homework?
Wait.
You guys are all on A3?
I thought I did it. But I
Okay,
can't find
make sure you
the
talk
paper.
about it.
3a 3x plus 1 equal to 21.
Is anybody on A3B?
No. 20 is equal to
I'm slightly sorry.
You're going to subtract it, so it's negative 4 minus positive 10. Well, I mean, you could add a negative. That's fine too.
Oh, wait.
Still be.
Please tell me. Then they added the 6
Equals negative 2.
I have no idea how to do this.
And then you get 6x is minus 3. I had the minus 3. What about the 6?
I just put
No.
positive 6.
Put these two together.
I don't think I'm right.
I think it's supposed to be 6 equals 6. That's a camera. I'm going to take back up a little bit. Two plus 3.
So what do you think the first thing is? Do you think you're going to be able to solve that problem with the parentheses?
Orlando, what are you on?
3 equals 3x. X equals 1.
Oh, I see what
on
you
3
did.
See if I did this right. Wait, whoa.
Tell me about parentheses.
Shots fired. I think I messed up. Well,
What did you do?
I'm sorry.
You added. Look. Oh, you were so close. Yes, it is more like that one.
Negative
Yes.
2. Why?
Good work. Okay, so what does that 3 mean for this?
I think I finished.
If I have, it means like 3 groups of that, right?
Wait,
So
no, I don't
x
think I
plus
did.
1 plus x plus 1 plus x plus 1. That's what it means. A group of it?
2x.
2 groups of it? 3 groups of it. Does that make sense?
Negative 2.
Yeah, 3x and plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. No, 1 plus 1 plus 1. So yes, it means 3x plus 1. So you had 3x plus 2 plus 3. Where'd that 2 come from? Oh, okay, I see. All right. So you distribute this, and you're going to get your 3x plus 3. And then you just bring down the 2x. 6x. See what I did? I'm not doing anything yet. I'm waiting for you to do because I can't do the 2 until this parentheses and all my does that make sense? It's the same reason why I can't add before I multiply and divide. You know, yesterday we had this, 4 minus 3 times 4. I can't do this subtraction and then multiply. It's the same thing. I can't add to that until these parentheses are gone. Because the 3 is not being multiplied by the 2. The 3 is being multiplied to the x to the 1. Yes. Okay, I see. You're like, oh wait, I don't distribute the 2 to the 3 to the 2 because it's being added. Here, it's being multiplied. Okay. So now I have pouches on this side, coins and pouches on this side. So what would be the most logical thing to get rid of?
Yeah, I did the 12 by 3.
I was like, sorry,
This is about the
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, you were like, great.
what? I mean,
Oh, I did do it. I saved myself.
So what are you guys thinking? Wait, are you on this one or are you on this one?
Okay, I need a partner. Are you done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to get done.
Is that what?
I was waiting for you to get done.
Really?
She could
Oh, well.
minus and positive 6. She could minus
Go
negative
for
6.
what's the
We're
problem on
supposed to do that.
Right? She could minus and negative. What's
Vocabulary pack. Mine's my law.
What even is that?
I want to talk.
Okay.
You need to hit that. Hit that. Oh, this.
You guys partners? No, go. You guys partners. All you do is this, and you go. You go that side. Michaela needs a partner. Work on the vocab.
Do I just do it right?
So do we do vocab? Do we do the vocab with our partner or what?
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you done too?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't need to do the vocab. Just get going on B.
Okay.
Oh.
We're too good. We're too small.
Okay. B.
I want you guys to talk about B because it's a good one.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get that on B.
We got the microphone out. You can talk about news and everything with a microphone right there.
Well, everybody said it's
Yeah, everybody that watches this video is gonna hear everything.
Nobody watches to hear.
Because this is
Subscribe to
probably
PewDiePie. Like and subscribe. And that's it. I love how I'm cut out the camera. Like I can never do this. What?
It can't even see you. It's only looking at me.
Oh, you have the microphone over here too.
number one.
You have the microphone over here.
I want you guys to discuss this.
Wait, what?
Figure out what she did.
Yeah, but it has a microphone in it. So we can hear him? Alright. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does. Because he said discuss your problem. There's a microphone in it.
No.
Yeah, but where does it apply the sound to?
I don't know.
Look.
There's a mic in it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's right there. There's a mic on it.
I'm looking.
There's a mic on it right there.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So,
Okay.
B page
Right here.
83.
Where?
Right there.
I need no mic.
It's just a mic. We're about to find out when you take the video.
Yeah, what? It would be like the last 10 minutes.
You can just see ASMR, right? It's just a mic. I just saw solid.
Okay. Are you ready, Orlando?
Yeah, my mouth.
Terry?
The mouth hurts.
Distributive property.
So it's 83.
Like,
This what's 81.
Explain what?
What?
Look at the three solutions we're only supposed to do two for now.
there's a lot of math.
83. What?
This way.
Are they correct?
None.
Explain which one makes more sense.
Wrong question B.
Explain which method makes most sense to you. And explain how.
Alright, 55. 55. What is this? Look at the three solutions below. Are they
What in the
correct?
world?
Yes. A little bit.
Guesses. What is the worst person to put the mic next
unimpressed,
to?
we're pretty much almost everyone is done with A3 stuff.
Yeah, we're done.
I want you to pick up. I'm going to give you about 7 minutes to work on your homework.
Okay.
That is a benefit for rocking it. Hoo-yah. Okay, you can work on your homework with your partner. So let's get going. James, you can erase that. We're starting our homework.
Is there a mic on that?
Yeah. Did you burp?
No.
You farted.
But Warren was doing ASMR.
Yes, it will pick it up, Orlando. Huh?
Do we have to work on it?
No, you don't have to. Okay, guys, come on, get going. I'm giving you time. You can ask questions.
Carla, I figured this out while you're holding it. No, it can't get something.
Make sure you guys are checking your answers and you're doing, you're taking steps.
Hey, we found this Wait, I'm just tracking. I 3 equals. X equals 6.
It's different. It's different.
I did.
No, but I record the steps.
Subtract 1.
X is nothing.
What do you think? 7.5 sure. You think that makes sense? That's good.
We're confused on number 2.
Like when you do X, is X like nothing?
It's X is 0.
No. What? X is 1.
Yeah.
There's a 1 in front of X, right? X. So put a 1 in front of it. 1. It's 1X. You put it back in, didn't work, huh?
Wait.
You got 3X, and then you went 3 times 3, you got 8. You did distributive property. 3 times X is 3X.
It's 7.
Yes.
No, I actually think it's 7.
Wait. No.
So you get. So you know how you get.
Wait, you get 4.5.
Okay, so you get rid of
Okay.
Plus 20.
So that isn't. This is 1X. So what is? So that's why you're getting negative 4X. This is 1X. So 1X minus is negative 3X. That's a mistake.
I don't know what I'm saying. That don't work.
Okay, guys, put away your homework. Put it away. Okay, exit tickets out. Maya, you're going to want to listen because this will help you with this. Hey, guys, what I have up here is going to help you with that last question about equivalence. Things that are equal. Points of intersection. So it asks you, give an example of 2 equivalent expressions. Explain how things are equivalent. So, distributive property creates equivalent expressions. Distributive property. So if I have this. If I have nothing. If I have this. We know this is a linear equation. Okay. So I want to create equivalent expressions. Well, this is one expression. An equivalent expression would be pull out something for distributed property. Pull out a factor. What can I pull out?
You can pull out 5.
I can pull out 5. 5 goes in there. 5 goes in there. 5 goes in there. This is an equivalent. 5 times what equals x? Well, 5 times x. 5 times what would equal 10? 2. 5 times what would equal 20? That's an equivalent expression. Okay? So you could create your own, though. You don't need to copy down mine. You can make your own. But that's an equivalent expression. So here's the thing. All right, hold on. Here's the thing. If I have a point of intersection in a graph, and I know this equation, it's something. I know this equation is something. I know I can find out what this point is if I take that and equal it to this.
And then find the curve.
And then solve. And then those are equivalent.
That's how I did that.
You did? I didn't think I did something, but you might have.
I did that.
It's not working out? What are you doing? You still have a couple more days to figure that out. Or day. Tomorrow. Axel.
We don't have to copy that, but we can copy it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would encourage you to create your own. It's very easy to create equivalent expression because you're going to need to do that soon.
Is that equivalent expression? To
It
that?
is. Booyah, you pulled out a 10.
We just did the same expression, just pulled out 10 instead. Yep.
Yeah, kind of. He just made it double. He doubled it. He doubled it. And then pulled out 10. That's hey.
I didn't do anything.
That works.